Most of us know who Rhonda Rousey is. In the early part of her youth, she was a judo practitioner, and then she went on to be a gold and silver medalist in the judo games. And ultimately, she ended up in the UFC under Dana White's tutelage and guidance. She became very popular as a female martial artist in the mixed martial arts arena. And today, as I'm speaking to you, she is a member of, she has joined the WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, for someone who seemed so adamant about the martial arts when she was participating in the UFC and always claiming that she was a great champion, and even bullying, and very arrogant, I should say, bullying other competitors. But she learned her lesson first from Holly Holmes, who knocked her out, and then she learned her lesson from Nunes. And that seemed to be her point of escape. In other words, her popularity started to dwindle in the UFC or the MMA. So how is it that this person who always goes for bad, now she's a talented martial arts practitioner, I'll give it to her. However, she was not an MMA fighter. She was not built for that. Psychologically and physically, she was not built for that. She was the golden child that I believe that Dana White thought was going to be his prima donna. It was going to be the one that was going to actually make the UFC stand out. And early on, I believe it was true. But time has an awesome way of proving things and disproving things, no matter how much we believe it. Rhonda Rousey, in fact, became wealthy, starting out in judo, going on to the MMA, and then having some feature roles in some motion pictures. But she ends up now with the WWE. How do you turn martial arts on and off like that? I know a plethora of people who started martial arts at a young age, and they continue in that same tradition, in that same grain to this very day. I know a lot of Shotokan stylists, Goju-Ryu, Kung Fu, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu guys, to include myself, who has been doing martial arts for the better part of 30, 40, 50 years. And we are still here training, still teaching, still doing seminars, self-defense classes, and so forth. What happened to Rhonda Rousey? Was it her arrogant attitude being inflated by her two worst fights in her career? I mean, if you lose your heart because you lost, because you thought that you should never lose, is that what happened? How do you switch gears and go to something that is not even martial arts related? Something that's entertainment only? I'm not beating up on her. I'm just making a point using her. I don't believe that Rhonda Rousey ever was a real martial artist. I believe she studied martial arts. I believe that she was good in judo. I believe that she was a very good competitor. And she won her medals legitimately. But as far as pursuing that career and translating that judo experience to the MMA ring, it was not befitting of her. It did not fit who she was. She thought it did. But you can take all of the arrogance that you want to into a particular vocation, only to be dismantled by someone who is a little bit more humble than you, a little bit more aggressive than you, a little bit more experienced than you, a little bit more diverse than you. You can't be one-dimensional, ladies and gentlemen, in the martial arts. You have to be well-rounded. And she was not that person. So she lost, and she lost pretty bad. And one of the most important things that she lost was her humility, if she ever had it in the first place. So, Rhonda Rousey, in my estimation, was not a real martial artist. Because martial arts practitioners, as I was groomed as many of us who are still here in the martial arts were groomed. You never give up. You have to always be that beacon of light, that sunshine, to all of the students coming up behind you, prospective students, the next generation and the next generation. We all had our day in the gym or in the training hall, the kun, the dojo, the dojang, where we experienced blood, sweat, and tears. Very exhausted. You can wring the uniforms out. Very, very great effort put into our craft that took many, many years to develop. That precision technique, no matter what the techniques were. Striking, kicking, throwing, grappling. It didn't matter. But we hung in there. And we still hang in there. We don't just give up because we lost a couple matches and our pride was hurt. Because we just took those occasions to be one of experience. And then we will better ourselves. Not just simply throw the towel in. That's what Rhonda did. She threw the towel in. And she said, I'm good at beating people. I'm good at being a champion. But I'm not good at losing. So let me go somewhere else. Well, that part of me doesn't have to be tested any longer. This is what happened to Rhonda Rousey. She lost her heart when she lost to her last two competitors. And she's never been the same since. So let me go somewhere that's more comfortable to me. That's it and that's all, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you lose a fight and you give up because you lost the fight, one thing is very apparent. You never really had to fight in you in the first place. This is Brother Teacher. What do you think?